Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Trilofits Toolbox. And I bet you've got one of these type of tools that doesn't sit in your drawers properly. Yeah, that hinders the process, and actually this drawer is getting a little bit messy. I'm going to have to sort that. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I want to show you today. Here is Blue Spot Tools Coil Spring Compressor Kit, and I had to borrow a pair as well because they only come in twos as pairs. Yes. And you need 4 of them, and I'm going to explain why. So this kit, yeah, this is from Blue Spot Tools. I've slightly modified it, and yeah, I've been using this for the last few weeks actually. I found that it's not too bad at all, but I did have a little bit of a problem first because I didn't know how to use them properly. But you can see the wear on this. This one here, okay, this set here is borrowed, and it's a little bit shorter. It's from a competitor on the tool market, but the Blue Spot Tools one is actually longer, if you see that in comparison, okay, and the thread is a little bit finer. Construction otherwise, this has a slot for 1/2-inch drive, so you can use air tools. That was supposed to be an evil laugh, by the way, but yeah, basically you can use extensions, which is needed, okay, whereas the other one you can't. I have modified it and put some washers on it. You can see the spring washers on the bench there. This one is what we use in the workshop for larger springs, and unfortunately it's a little bit limited and can be difficult because the cups that you use, they're interchangeable, which means you use the ones right for the right springs, so it can be awkward doing smaller car springs, but it does work with a little bit of help. But this is a very quick tool. Yeah, very professional, and we can do springs very quickly. And of course you have to pay money for tools like this, £200 to £300. So what we have here is a Volkswagen Polo McPherson strut, suspension dampener, then the spring, and of course at the top there you have a top mount. I don't know what you call it in the motor trade for cars, but that is bearing held on by a nut. Okay, now this is the Citroen C3. It's actually off my car. I'll tell you I had a problem with this. There's a bearing in there, and of course you have the rubber mount. Okay, there's the bearing. That's changeable, which is quite good. Some mounts come as a solid block with a bearing pressed into it. So yeah, that does actually act with the steering. So if you have problems with your springs, your suspension, your steering will be affected. Now there is a limit to using McPherson struts on vehicles, light vehicles. That is a medium weight vehicle. Okay, it's an Iveco van. It has wishbones both sides on the front with a cart horse or a leaf spring in between the two to pull down the suspension at the bottom there. Okay, see where the shock absorber is, and of course this one has a problem because that's all we're dealing is problems all day long. Yeah, this wandering steering, and it's because of the bushes at the top. The bushes are actually quite soft in the first place, but they are absolutely wrecked, which meant we had to replace the wishbones. Yeah, could have done the bushes, but never mind. Car springs on the McPherson struts, usually the ends break off. Yeah, so this one is off a Vauxhall, broke the end off, and that's an MOT failure, whereas mine snapped in the middle, which is very unfortunate. Okay, that snapped in the middle of the spring, which is unusual. And of course it took out the top mount and the bearing as well, as it all collapsed into the middle of the suspension, yeah, on the shock absorber. So yeah, that was a bit of an awkward job, but done. Yep, so anyway, we have a nut on here. To remove the spring you have to compress it. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You cannot undo that nut because it will fly off and hurt somebody. So you can either use spanners or battery guns, whichever way you do it. Make sure you lubricate the threads, and I select these first of all, because they're actually longer and also they're quite comfortable to use. So I've positioned them diagonally across so the arms will fit on the springs correctly, but I haven't actually got this around the right way. You've got to plan removing or compressing your springs or fitting a spring. Yep, so I can get that, and this is what I'm going to do first of all before I use a battery gun or an air gun, is wind it up with a ratchet spanner. So I've got the tension on, so the hooks are all seated on the springs comfortably without them flapping about anywhere, so that's safe. Yep, so I can go ahead and get a little bit of oil, because what you need to do whenever you're winding threads through something is put oil on it. Now where I'm putting oil on the heads there is where the washers are, which I replaced the spring washers for 2 flat plate washers. Doesn't matter, it's just one of those personal preferences. Yep. So of course, yeah, I want to get things done quickly. If you happen to be out in the wilds and you've got spring compressors and spanners, then yeah, you've got all the time in the world, haven't you? But I don't. This is a commercial vehicle retail workshop, which means time is money. Yeah, and I'm on my lunch break showing you this. So anyway, we'll bang this up quickly, and what I'm trying to do is take the tension off the top mount, compress the spring enough so I can get the top mount off. So yep, I can quickly do that. That's 21mm, and I have to use a slim socket to get that one off on the Polo. Yep, so there we go, that's off, and the rubber mounts and the bearing and the bottom mount which holds the spring on all can come off. Yeah, so you can see the bearing on there. You do this if you're going to change your bearings. It's quite a good thing sometimes if you have crappy steering, is to change the bearings. Yep, and while you're there, change the spring as well. Yep, so there you go, there's a compressed spring. I have the shock absorber is free. Oh, why do I say shock absorber? It's actually a damper. Yeah, so there we go, compressed spring. But not all springs are equal. This one is a PIG, okay, because it's a progressive spring. It isn't straight, it's convex, concave, whichever way you say. It's tapered. Yep, so it's tapered more at the top and the bottom than it is the middle, which makes it really awkward to compress. Yeah, even this tool, I'm only using this as a demonstration. I could have done this better, but as a demonstration, if you have problems, you can always use one of these tools to compress the spring down just that little bit more and make it easier for you. Okay, so the clamps, yeah, they're good. They don't generally let go unless the arms aren't sitting on the coil or the metal of the spring properly. Yeah, so you've got to be careful of that when you're operating one of these, but otherwise, yeah, you can see that I've got the shock absorber all the way through now. I can now put the top mount on. Yeah, so anyway, why I say you need 4 basically is because 2 is not enough. Okay, so on these tapered springs, you set them just offset from each other, and then you offset the other 2. Okay, so it's sort of this type of arrangement, which means you can pull the spring up squarely, otherwise the clamps just slide off. Yeah, and believe me, I had a lot of trouble until I worked out that I needed 4. Yep, so here is one set, and the blue spot tool set, which is superior actually, I've got to be honest with you, because it's longer, which means with my Citroen C3 I needed this length because the shorter ones wouldn't work. Okay, and yeah, it was a mess to get it done, but at the end of the day, it was a learning curve for me. But now I can tell you, you need 4 of these unless you've got straight springs like the Polo, the Volkswagen Polo. Yeah, so anyway, there you go. All right, now I'm gonna just quickly show you this, that this is such a pain in the backside. If you don't have patience with this, what it does, it bends, okay, and it goes not where you want it to, which means, as you can see there, just at the top, the clamp comes off slightly, which can be dangerous, so you have to be aware of that. So you can see how the spring's bent already. Alright, so when you compress it, you want to compress it evenly and work it both sides with 2 clamps, and then get the helper ones to pull as well. Okay, so in summary, basically, yeah, the spring clamps, the kit, are for the occasional use, at home use. If you're only going to do a set of springs, or occasionally in a breakdown situation where you break a spring on your own vehicle, or a helper in a workshop, just in case the professional one that you have in a workshop doesn't quite cut the mustard. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's tools, you need them, get some in your box, and link will be below to the product.